The Department of Obstetrics, Gynecology, and Reproductive Science at UC San Diego Health is committed to equitable and just care for every patient. Our Culture and Justice Quorum meets regularly, and we are engaged in educating all members of our team, physicians, nurses, everyone who works in our clinics and on labor and delivery, students and trainees, about best practices for equitable care. As part of this, we teach our medical students about the reproductive justice movement. The following presentation is a brief history of reproductive justice that our third-year medical students view during their obstetrics and gynecology rotation before they participate in an exercise designed to teach them how to apply the principles during real-life patient encounters. I hope that this information is both interesting to the community and demonstrates our commitment to continual education and improvement so we can better serve you, our community. Reproductive justice was born out of a movement led by Black women who recognized that the mainstream fight for reproductive rights focused on abortion did not take into consideration the intersectional needs of Black women and other marginalized communities. They believed that the pro-choice movement failed to acknowledge that multiple systems of oppression work together to limit access to reproductive health care for Black women and other marginalized communities. In 1994, a group of Black women gathered in Chicago to draft a statement in response to the Clinton administration's proposed universal health care plan. They coined the term reproductive justice and published a statement in the Washington Post with more than 800 signatures, titled Black Women on Universal Healthcare Reform, demanding reform that covers the full range of reproductive services. In 1997, SisterSong was formed by 16 organizations led by women of color to advocate for the reproductive needs of their communities. To date, SisterSong remains the only national coalition in the U.S. consisting of women of color working to ensure reproductive rights for all marginalized communities. SisterSong defines reproductive justice as the human right to maintain personal bodily autonomy, have children, not have children, and parent the children we have in safe and sustainable communities. SisterSong believes that reproductive justice is a human right. Reproductive justice is about access, not choice. And reproductive justice is not just about abortion. While abortion access is critical, and women of color and other marginalized communities additionally have difficulty accessing contraception, pre- and postnatal care, STI screening and care, safe homes, livable wages, and much more. These factors are equally important to achieving the goal of bodily autonomy and the right to have or not have children for all. Our understanding and application of reproductive justice must be rooted in the knowledge of the history of reproductive oppression. The U.S. has a long history of exploitation of bodies of Black women. During slavery, women were subjected to systemic rape, and their value was attached to their fertility. This oppression did not end with the end of slavery. Throughout the 20th century, eugenic ideologies were used to justify thousands of involuntary or coerced sterilizations. In 1927, the U.S. Supreme Court case Buck v. Bell established legal authority for sterilizing incarcerated individuals. During the 1930s and 40s, the North Carolina's Eugenics Commission sterilized approximately 8,000 people. 5,000 of those women were Black. Forms of reproductive oppression continue today. 12 states continue to have family caps on their welfare programs. Individuals detained by ICE or incarcerated in public institutions continue to face coercive sterilization. Thank you for viewing our presentation. We've only touched the surface of the history of reproductive injustice in this country and the reproductive justice movement. There are many topics we were unable to delve into, but I encourage you to learn more about these issues. To learn more about what the Department of Obstetrics, Gynecology, and Reproductive Science at UCSD is doing to foster a culture that values diversity, equity, inclusion, belonging, and justice, I encourage you to visit the Culture and Justice website.